Hi, thanks for joining me. So I got a comment from Walter Pisante just the other day. He was saying, "Yo, bro, what's up with the videos?" And nothing special, I guess. I've been kind of laying low, just doing some spring cleaning. Haven't really felt like getting in front of the camera a whole lot, but I figured I'd do a few pickups for you guys here. Time marches on, and I get stuff. So I was out couple weekends ago, I guess. I was actually at Walmart picking up a picture frame, of all things, and I always like swinging by the DVD section just to see if they've got anything. And I saw this, and it made me really nostalgic. We're talking, this is old, like 1984 is the copyright on here, 1986. Marvel Productions Limited. I didn't realize they had anything to do with this, but anyway, Dungeons and Dragons. The animated series. I know that they re-aired this, I don't know when, sometime in the 90s, maybe late 90s, early aughts, somewhere in that range. But I remember distinctly watching this when I was a kid, and it was $10, and I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna give this a shot. I checked the Amazon reviews; they were pretty good, so I figured I'd take a chance. And I've only seen the first episode on that, but it was fun. Really took me back. So just a little nostalgia pickup there. I thought that was kind of a fun thing. And I'm still getting anime. Just grabbing some things, new, like deals on Amazon and Right Stuff and that sort of thing. Stuff I've wanted to see for a long time. Black Magic M66. This is, I think, the first thing by Shiro that was animated. I could be wrong about that, but I've seen pretty much all of his other stuff that I can think of, but I haven't seen this. I mean, it's hard for me to remember. At this point, I feel like I've forgotten more things I've seen than I remember as far as anime goes, but I don't think I've ever seen this one, so I figured I'd just pick it up. It wasn't expensive, and check that one out. Really excited to see that. And, I've been liking Cobra so much. This was kind of a no-brainer. I grabbed the theatrical version of Space Adventure Cobra. Now, I didn't know anything about this. I haven't watched it yet. Reading the back, it sounds like the same plot of the first story arc in the television series. You guys know I like that a lot. I actually haven't watched the second disc on that yet. I should pop that in this weekend. But I don't know if this is maybe like just cut from the TV series into a movie. They used to do that a lot. I know the Gundam movies were like that. They've done it with a lot of things. Or maybe even it went the other way around. I don't really know. But I figure, whatever way it is, I'm not sad to have the Cobra movie. I'm sure that I will enjoy that. While I was out, I swung by a couple Goodwills, and I was just keeping an eye out for games, game systems, electronics that I might actually want, and anime, because I've been just sort of on an anime kick, and I found some kind of cool stuff. We've got Zone of the Enders Idolo, and this is something that I actually got a chance to see pretty recently. One of my friends is a big Hideo Kojima fan. He got Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, and he's gotten sort of all the Metal Gear stuff, even just obscure, like the Acid games and etc. So when they did, I think it was an HD remake of Zone of the Enders, if I remember correctly, he was pretty interested in checking out more of the lore, so he grabbed this, and we actually watched it together, and it was decent. It was pretty cool. So I saw this for like $3. I figured, hey, I might as well go ahead and add that to my collection. I also found what was a pretty interesting find for me. Street Fighter 2V Volumes 1 and 2. These were all grungy, they had stickers and stuff on them. I had to kind of clean them up, but other than that, they're in great shape, and I watched both of these. I really enjoyed it. I liked it so much that I, ran right out and ordered Volumes 3 and 4. Now, I'm actually most of the way through 3 right now, and I have to say, it might just be my mood, but I really liked the first 2 volumes a lot. This one, it's weird. It started to really slow down. It feels almost like production issues or something, like, I don't know if the budget was getting low or what, but it's just a lot more long, drawn-out scenes, a lot of pans, a lot of it's just not as interesting, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, I'm stoked to at least finish this up and see what it's like. I know back in the day I saw fighting game based anime before, and I'm pretty sure I saw some Street Fighter stuff. I think it was the movie, and I remember not being that enthused about it. But this is it seems like a TV series, and I've actually been watching the dub. These are pretty long. It's like 7 half-hour episodes, I think, on probably each of these, and it's fun. I don't know. It just seems like the kind of show that you don't get these days. It's kind of cheesy, it's kind of Saturday morning cartoonish, but at the same time it's pretty edgy with a lot of the stuff, like the violence, that people die and you get shot and get drugged and tortured, and like it's interesting. It's cool what they did with all the characters too. I'm a little disappointed with Chun-Li, but I get what they were going at with this. They were really building the story around Ken and Ryu, which I think is appropriate for Street Fighter. So I'm definitely having a lot of fun with that. That's pretty neat. I also grabbed Appleseed. This is another one. We're going back with the Shiro stuff here. I definitely saw this back in the day. I don't remember it really well. I do have the comics of Appleseed, and I also haven't read those in a long time. But I really wanted to add this to my collection. Looking forward to revisiting this again. And I think Vampire Mike mentioned that he watched this recently and thought it was pretty cool. So I have high hopes that this holds up well, which I'm sure that it will. Getting into some Blu-rays here, I picked up High School of the Dead, the OAV, and honestly, I may have made a mistake with this. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I knew what I was getting into with this. I'd seen it before, and what I really wanted is I wanted to support High School of the Dead stuff. I have the first season, and I haven't started getting the comics, but I really think if there's some way that I can get them that isn't annoying, I will do that. But with this, I kind of wanted to get it just to support, if they do a second season, just to kind of vote with my wallet and say, hey, I'm down with more stuff. But this just wasn't that good. I haven't watched it again since I got the Blu-ray. Mostly the reason I got this is it was cheap. It was like $10 maybe, and I figured, I've been wanting to get it. There's no excuse not to get it at $10. But at $10, I feel like maybe my wallet vote doesn't count for that much. And I was so disappointed in this that I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten it. I don't know. It seems like sort of a no-brainer. I mean, High School of the Dead is just full of TNA and fan service, but at its core, like, it's also a really kind of gripping, edgy, like, zombie apocalypse show. And I think the way that they build and release tension with that, where you've got the zombie stuff going on, and then you have some goofy fan service, it really just works as a little bit of comedic relief. And this, I think, is just too heavy on that side. Like, oh, let's do a beach episode. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, but I think it just falls flat. So anyway, I'll watch it again, and I'll see what I think of it. I'll definitely get my $10 worth out of it. I also picked up the next 2 Berserk movies, so I now have the whole trilogy of these, and these are a mixed bag too, but I'm definitely glad to have these. I'm really glad that they're doing more Berserk stuff. I really hope that they do more. Even if they don't, it's just nice to have an excuse to revisit this again, and I've been meaning to read the manga forever. I don't know, I might bite the bullet and start. I've got like just volume 1. I might get the rest of them. I don't know how I'm gonna approach that, but these are pretty cool. I do have issues with it. I think that the stuff that happens in this is pretty intense, and because they have to squeeze it into 3 movies, I think this also loses some of its building and release of tension, sort of to really get the pacing right for the show. So it ends up being a little overwhelming. It's a lot of violence. It's just a lot of like over and over. Like you don't really get a break in these. I think like you do in the TV series. You don't get to know the characters quite as well, but I can't deny that these are still a pretty cool interpretation of that story arc. So I'm glad to have finished that off. And I did get a couple games here. I was spring cleaning and just going over my stuff. It was making me reminisce, especially about my PlayStation 1 collection. I've wanted to keep that small and distinguished for a long time, but there's a handful of games. I was really looking for ones that are just cheap, that there's a whole bunch of it, nobody, wants all that much for. But there are ones that I remember so fondly that I really feel like they should be in my collection. I'd really like to go back and check them out. So one of those is Tekken 3. You guys remember I talked about that in my Dreamcast Memories video. I may be remembering this wrong. I mean, it's possible that Tekken 2 or something was the one that I played a bunch of, but I'm pretty sure it was 3 that got the most playtime for me, and I really liked the Tekken series. Definitely a lot of good memories of playing this with my friends, and I just really wanted to grab this. This is a really nice copy, too. It has a little crack in the back, but other than that, it's in really great shape. Speaking of fighting games on the PlayStation 1, this game was a system seller, and I put it back in again, and I was like, it really took me back to when 3D was new. It was really a new thing. And I think this is one of the first games that kind of brought home that you can have this 3D versus fighting arcade style experience in your home, and it was fun. Battle Arena Toshinden. This even has the not for resale on there. This was a pack-in originally with one of the models of PlayStation. I don't think it was with the first one necessarily, but a lot of memories of playing that. One of my friends was really into it, and it's my friend Andy. I'm sure that he and I played more of those in that series, but I definitely remember playing the first one. That was a lot of good memories. Another one I used to play with my friends a lot is Hot Shots Golf. I grabbed a copy of this. One of my most distinct memories about this was playing the miniature golf against my friend N. He's a very competitive gamer, and I remember it must have been probably at least partway into the back nine. I got holes in ones on the miniature golf, just all through the first 9 and maybe 11 or 12 in a row, I think, when we were playing together. It was really fun. I got to lord that over him, for just a little bit, but just a kind of a fun memory of playing this. I actually tried out the mini golf in this again, and I definitely didn't get any holes in one this time, so I was much better practiced in the past. And, it's interesting, they haven't had the mini golf mode in any of the other Hot Shots Golf games, which is really too bad. It was a really fun mode. But, definitely a fun series. This has persisted to this day, and I played so much of the first one. That was a really great PS1 memory. The final one I grabbed here is Gran Turismo 1. I just have a lot of great memories of playing this one too. I know on a memory card around here I've got a save for this, with my whole garage. I'd love to break that out again and just check out those cars. This is another one that has spawned a big series, and as it's gone on, they've made improvements in the way the cars handle and the way that they upgrade and all that stuff. But I think because of that, the original had a really unique system for the car handling and the upgrades and all that stuff that you're not going to get in the newer games. And I enjoyed this so much in the back in the day. I wanted to have this again and just relive those memories. So anyway, that's my stuff. Just wanted to give you guys a taste of the games and anime that I've picked up recently, and I'll I'll do some more stuff here. I've got a eBay auction that I got a whole ton of anime from, and you know, I'm going to be pretty anime heavy here in my pickups, just now that I've switched over. I'm really going to be bulking up on that collection for a bit. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I hope you'll join me again for more video game and anime related videos. Thanks for watching.